out of this best of 3 between Na'Vi Junior and Passion UA. Quite a interesting Ricky. I'm excited to see this Ricky. I don't know about you, Donog, but
never excited
Ricky
to
on
see
my
it.
drone.
I mean, I'm happy that at least they increased the radius on the sentry wards. So, you know, it's obviously a lot easier to cover a bigger area of the map. But the fact of the matter is, it still costs money. You still got to go out there to place it. It can still get dewarded. So it's like not even a guarantee that it's going to make it easier to find him because the map's just so goddamn huge.
Oh, look, he even has the old cosmetics Zayats does on the Ricky.
It's flexing a bit.
I remember when that cosmetic was like the cosmetic for Ricky back in the day. Because do you remember how like little cosmetics were back then, and then everyone was like, "Whoa, Ricky glowing eyes! Oh my god! No way, I want that." And then now you've got absolute insane disco balls of cosmetics now, which just stomp. What was that then?
I mean, it's just it's a lot to have to deal with for sure. Yeah, I'm interested to see how Zayats plays this one because Pangolier, you can kind of solo lane with it, but it's not necessarily that you want to a lot of the time, right? Like you are going to be suffering. Maybe he's just going to say, you know what, as long as he's able to manipulate the lane to give me a bunch of solo experience, I'm going to be fine. And you can leave him on his own, where it's kind of a situation like the old suicide tri-lanes that they used to have way back in the day. Like you can see, while there is a skirmish going on at the moment, Zayats is actually at the very bottom of the map, just trying to get a little bit of this experience for himself, but also kill the range creep so that the wave kind of shoves itself out and into a better position for Na'Vi Junior.
Very nice there from Zayats then. Let's see how this bottom lane will go then. I mean, particularly they have themselves a Silencer. How would you rate Silencer on this lane, particularly as a support? Because sometimes people say he's not all that great, but what do you think of him now within this meta? Is he still kind of meh?
Annoying out of 10, basically, is the...
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just so annoying to have him constantly throwing these glaives of wisdom at you, and I feel like it's easier and easier these days for supports to get a lot of money, so we're seeing not too hard to get the Aghanim Scepter, and Silencers is pretty damn good as well. Also, just having something that does counter the BKB, like you will be silenced at least for a couple of seconds with that reverberating silence, feels really good.
I mean, already pushing away Zayats here, actually, and not even going the Glaives of Wisdom, actually going the Arcane Curse level 1.
Yeah, sure. I mean, against Ricky in particular, right, with the Blink Strike, it's something that he wants to be spamming. He's not got the greatest ability to just trade with you one-on-one in, you know, hitting your face. So if you could force him to hit you, if you could force him to use his abilities, that Arcane Curse is just going to get stronger and stronger.
I'm just waiting to see mid lane how this will action once Niche gets himself level 2, maybe perhaps in Burning Spear. Start pushing away Niku.
Yeah,
oh,
possibly.
wow, look.
I mean, this is what you're forced to do against a Huskar, right? And it's something that a TA just cannot do. Look at him, he's even bought Boots of Speed early on, so just realizing that he needs to stay the hell away from this Huskar, and he's trying to, like, double up the creep wave so that he can, you know, have it push back into his tower, be in relative safety. Although Huskar still can kind of dive the tower, right? He's got that orb walking effect of being able to use the Burning Spears, not grab tower aggro, and he might even be able to make these two waves connect still, so nicely done by Niche.
Oh my gosh, still chasing him there with the Burning Spear. Yep, level 2 Burning Spear. Niku, you better watch out.
It's a great Huskar pick. Like, I was on board for Huskar or maybe even a Viper, but I feel like Viper is super vulnerable to, you know, all of this minus armor, whereas Huskar just hits a bit of a... He's also vulnerable to physical damage, but you've got a stronger window, particularly in the lane, to be able to really dominate things. And I mean, if you can take away Roshan as well from this Na'Vi Junior roster, that's a huge win, and that's something that Huskar can absolutely do.
I'm wondering whether we'll see maybe perhaps a Spirit Vessel later on Zayats. I do remember Ricky's building into Urn of Shadows from time to time, pos 4 Ricky's, but would you really go now? I mean, you did mention the smoke screen's nice.
Yeah, but I mean, you're probably with this lineup going to be wanting to get the Tormentor ASAP as well. Crystalloz has taken a little bit of damage here on this bottom side, but
He does. He has his wand. You're not going to turn it around. Yeah, you don't have yourself Avalanche level 2. That's on cooldown. Already used that, but have to be careful, as PMA does have himself the Swashbuckle in just a few more seconds.
they're going to be having a look at Silencer, though. He doesn't have any mana to be able to play with, so that's something where they're like, okay, we can probably look to get a bit more aggressive.
Oh, the Bristle getting very low here on the top lane. They did commit the Blood Grenade, but were not confident in diving that tier 1 tower. Oh, meanwhile,
Jakiro. A little close, maybe?
Yeah, also taking some damage here too, but the dual breath landing onto 2. He's still okay. The meld is there from Got the Juice, and first blood onto the Hoodwink.
He just overestimated his ability. Oh, hold on, actually.
Maybe Bristle as well. Yeah,
you.
Underneath the tower, double kill for Got the Juice.
And it's a lot of gold and experience going underneath the tower as well. Not just the death and feeding a lot more over to the Navi Junior side, but losing a bunch of this own experience that you were supposed to be getting. Fernand's able to get a little bit of it, but yeah, he really just underestimated the strength of this Jakiro, and shows why I went on that rant prior to this game about, you know, this hero just has to get a big nerf. And he hasn't even put a point into Ice Path yet. That is the strong part of this hero.
I mean, gotta respect this dual breath. As meanwhile, a kill on the bottom. Actually missed here. Zayat's actually going to try and go for Silencer here too. Underneath this tier. Oh, blink on 1 more second. Ah, there we go. They got 2 kills on this bottom lane. 4-0 currently for Navi Junior.
It's looking good for sure.
Mid lane.
I mean, Zayats is doing a fantastic job at being able to... This is not where PMA's net worth should be. He should not be second on net worth right now. Like, it's double melee into a Silencer and a Tiny. You know, there's a lot of abilities to be able to harass them, deal damage, you know, influence the lanes a little bit more strongly, but they just haven't been able to do it all that effectively. So props need to be given to Navi Junior for sure.
Controlling the lane really well here at the moment. So nothing for Crystallize to actually farm. He has pulled the wave himself, though. Let's pull wave. Zayat's actually going to move to the mid lane. Krekker here also. Rotation for the power runes. Observer wards placed down. Niku still suffering, though, from this Huskar. Still only level 4.
Yeah, and that's always going to be a concern, right? Like I mentioned, the importance of these early timings, particularly now that Roshan has moved back towards the river, as opposed to, you know, bottom of the map. Opening up these towers just to make sure that you're much more easily able to contest Roshan is going to be so important.
Even a D ward there too, just really giving Niche the best time of his life, and Niku wanting to cry underneath this middle tier 1. Only a Boots of Speed, a Bracer, and an Orb of Blight.
He's got the Poison Dragon as well, doesn't he? He didn't go the Red Dragon.
No, he didn't want the Poison one.
So, again, this really just goes down to they want to be taking towers, you know? Like, that's their main priority. They want to go for objectives. They want to burst people down with all of this minus armor that they've got at their disposal. But it does mean that if the mid lane goes poorly for him, he doesn't have the freedom to be able to go back and, like, take a big stack that Zayats might have been able to build up for him. You don't have that cleave. It's a lot more difficult.
Oh, Blood Grenade committed. Rotations coming back from Navi Junior, though. Oh, Ice Path there. Niche slowed down heavily. Oh, look at that. They got the kill mid with 3 rotations. I mean, Zayat's there coming a little bit too late, but nonetheless, kill going to Niku there with his Breathe Fire. Level 3 Breathe Fire for that matter. Meanwhile, on the top lane, though, they're going to go for the Bristleback here too. Bristle gone. Batyuk is fallen. And they might find Fernand's here too. Double Bushwhack. Will it be enough to save yourself, Hoodwink? I don't think so. Zayat's coming from the back. He has himself the Blink Strike. And there we go. Got the juice. Claiming that kill on the Hoodwink. Killing spree for him.
0-7 so far this game. I mean, it's just going incredibly well for Navi Junior right now. And Niche, he's actually not been forced back into the jungle, but with the amount of rotations that they made towards that mid lane, I'm kind of surprised that he didn't go back there. Maybe he just wants to really get these ultimates up so that if they do go for these, big dives onto him in the future, or even the rest of the team, that they've got that global silence to be able to potentially turn things around.
And maybe a commit here for PMA on the bottom. He's still okay, 600 HP. He's quite tanky for a Pangolier at 8 minutes. Got himself Power Treads, Bracer, Null, and Magic Wand. Just all giving him the attributes there for the strength.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think Zayats did a fantastic job with just being able to manipulate the lane, even prior to the Horn, as level 5, Bristleback.
Yeah, he's gone. Riddy's just surviving on 200 HP there, even with the nasal goop.
So it's a little surprising to me that they're giving the silencer. Like, yes, I know I just mentioned the importance of getting him into that global silence as quickly as possible, but you're doing it at the expense of your Bristleback, and I'm not sure if that's what you want either. He is bottom of the net worth of the cores on Passion UA, and I mean, Huskar could very easily just be sitting mid, and Bristle would be the one to take a bunch of those stacks instead, right? But they did the opposite, and it just means that he's getting constantly dived, he's not getting into a bunch of these early items for himself. It's going to mean that you're not actually going to have the ability to withstand them. Like, Global Silence or not, they're just going to run you down. And he might just get run down again.
Oh no, yeah, caught in the ice path here and got the juice, finding himself another kill. It actually goes to Riddy's, but he may fall here. Blood Grenade committed, and Passion UA, they'll get their first kill out of this game one here, going to Kreko, rotating in there.
Okay, so he's got his Arcane Boots now, he's got his Global Silence available. It's something, for sure, and maybe the fact that they don't have Macro Pyre means that they're going to go for a move right now. With regards to, wanting to try and... I don't think they could take a tower all that easily on Passion UA. That's the other issue, right? Once Tiny gets mega farmed, sure, and he's closing in on that Echo Saber, just about 300 gold away or so, but you got to imagine that it's going to be Navi Jr. being the ones to make a lot more of these early moves, especially with the double damage on Niku and the Siege Creep wave coming into this mid lane right now. And now Zayat says he's level 6 as well, so instantly on the prowl, looking for someone to try and pick off. Look at the lines being drawn on the map as well. They just want to make sure they're controlling the jungle. This is the big thing about safe lane towers that I was talking about previously. Like, if you take that tower, it really reduces the amount of space that you have to be able to get safe farm. Like, honestly, 30% of the camps are just gone off the map because it's just way too risky for you to be there. And that goes a huge way towards continuing the snowball.
It's a sneaky little ward that Zayats has placed too.
They've got vision on Niku, and they see that he's starting to move towards this lane, so I wonder if Crystallize is going to stick around, because he's almost certainly overstayed his welcome here. He's getting body blocked as well.
Oh yeah, this is a dead Tiny. No escape from this one. 4 heroes from Navi Jr. helping to take down the big rock. And he will fall on this bottom lane.
And this is, like, you cannot blame your supports for that, because they had perfect vision of the fact that the DK was coming towards that area. And I feel like if you're a DK, you probably want to be, pushing down into this area anyway, but if you know the DK's coming, you got to get the hell out.
Niche rotating top now. Does have that armlet, but hasn't really been able to obtain any more kills. 0 and 1 on the Huskar, and a Diffusal Blade picked up for the Pangolier. So PMA having a fantastic time here.
Ricky's just adding on even further to the minus armor. He's going the old Orb of Corrosion, so an extra, just 2 minus armor, but you know what? The heal and regen and lifesteal reduction feels pretty damn good against a Huskar, and even a Bristle once it gets to the later stages. And there's a Blink Dagger on Niku, so he is a utility DK, realizing that, you know what, didn't have the greatest game, I'm not going to be able to pick up a ton of farm all that easily, but a lot of my farm is going to come off the back of successful team fights and pickoffs into those big objectives like I've been mentioning. So he's just looking to try and join in with the rest of his team. They see them, though, this time. They're just standing underneath a ward, and I'm a little surprised that that hasn't been There hasn't been a sentry drop down. It's just out of the range, I suppose.
Oh, they see the DK, though. They're going to go for DK first here as the global silence is there. The TP attempt has been stopped by the Avalanche. As now Riddy's attempting to flee here, too, with a TP. He will get out. Don't have anything to cancel that, so they only find one.
Oh. He's just going to live, and it's because he bought an infused raindrops. It blocked one of the ticks from the burning spears.
Oh.
So clever little play there coming through from Riddy's just to make sure he got away with his life, and he didn't expend a TP for nothing. Shows the impact of the global silence, but then again, now there's no global silence. Now you've got 100 seconds where you've got a whole lot of time to be able to try and make something happen. So I would imagine that, yeah, I mean, you could probably just buy the Desolator now on Got the Juice if you don't want to go the Blink Dagger as that first item. Because what are they realistically going to do against you if you rolling Thunder into the middle of a team fight? It just creates so much space for Got the Juice to be able to take towers. If you find a key pick off onto someone, then, tower plus 2 kills guarantees Roshan, in my eyes.
It does, and there's nothing to stop Got the Juice right now, either, because he's about to get himself the Desolator now on the way very soon. So potential opening here. And they just scattered out Zayats as well. He's not going to walk into the dust, is he? No. Place an observer ward.
His second round of being annoying, though. Just sticking around this Wisdom Rune. Making sure that... Are we calling it a Wisdom Rune now? Like, what's the...
Wisdom Shrine? Shrine of Wisdom.
Hmm.
Wisdom Shrine.
I'm calling it the Wisdom Rune. It's still the same thing.
Shrine of Wisdom, it calls it. There you go. Just call it Wisdom. Just call it Wisdom.
But yeah, this is what I was talking about, right? Like, Zayats just gave them so much information so that now Got the Juice was able to just walk into mid lane with that Desolator, no cares in the world, because he doesn't have a global silence to deal with, so they know they've got the superior team fight. I was almost wondering, is he going to go into Roshan, but I feel like maybe they want to wait for it to go top first.
This may be a dead Hoodwink here too. On the cliff, it is indeed. We'll find Fernand's there. With thanks to the Dragon Tail and the level 3 Ice Path placed down there by Riddies. So quite substantial amount of control here, only at 15 minutes.
Just looking at the movement coming through from Navi Jr., look at the time. It's dead on 15 minutes, and everyone is going to be there at that first big objective. And I mean, this is big, right? Like, Tormentor used to spawn at that 20-minute mark. Now it spawns at 15. I know it has for a little bit, but it just shows the importance of being able to have a lineup that can just very, very easily take it down. And, yeah, they really make good use of it.
That's going to be really nice for Riddies here, too. Just removing the cooldown between both Liquid Frost and Liquid Fire. So now both having independent cooldowns and able to use both of them. So that's going to be very nice, especially against this Huskar, just reducing the attack speed and also slowing him down. Maybe perhaps they'll go for him here too as they see him farming. Here they come. They got the Rolling Thunder and they've got the smoke, and there's enough burst damage to take him down even through that armlet as they may find themselves more rolling upon Basyuk.
Is that a mana?
Mana remaining.
Can't even TP if you wanted.
That Diffusal Blade slowed down by the shield crash as Niku comes blinking in. So they find themselves a second kill there with the Bristleback falling down also.
Liking this from Got the Juice as well. He knows that the rest of his team aren't there to immediately join him in the Roche Pit, so he goes and just scouts out a couple of ancient camps just to see if they're there. They won't. They were taken previously, but it's just going to be so quick for them to be able to pick this one up. And, well, Zayats actually did go and buy the Aghanim Shard as well, because it was the Jakiro that ended up getting the one from the Tormentor. So it's all of this minus armor that I keep talking about, right? Roshan had minus 24 at one stage there at the 16-minute mark. This is an incredibly fast Roshan take. And of course, it's just what your lineup was designed for.
I mean, they at least delete Riddies there. They get themselves at least something from Passion UA, but they're all grouped up as 4. Are they going to go for this tier 1?
I think they need
confident.
They need to open up the map a little bit. You know, they've only been able to take that tier 1 tower up top. They need to just a little more easily be able to invade into the enemy ancient camp area, for example. As actually getting a little bit A bit ballsy there, Cracker, with a bunch of his movements, but I suppose he had the haste rune to be able to survive through it.
So at least they get that middle tower now. What's next for Passion UA to try and come back from this? Because at the moment, the momentum from Navi Jr. is staggering in terms of they just feel like they're getting pickoffs every time. Like, who are we waiting for here? Because Bat-Yuk is really feeling pressured here with the mana burn from the Pangolier. And Niche feels like he's getting targeted every time here. Are we just waiting for like Crystallize to maybe perhaps get himself anything like a BKB, for example? Lay out the damage, maybe BKB on both heroes?
They just need to get that burst happening, which we showed in the previous team fight, right? So he's nearly finished up a Shadow Blade. That's going to give him a little bit of that extra burst potential, but you don't really want to fight into this TA while she's got the Aegis. So you're basically saying, look, we've got 3.5 minutes. We've got to protect our cores. We've got to make sure that they are able to farm. And if that means putting our level 10 Silencer in harm's way, that's what we got to do, because, you know, as long as he doesn't panic pop his global silence, he's going to respawn pretty quickly and be able to still have that global for the next team fight. Hell, he's even got enough to buy back at this stage, and I'd say that's far more important than a 4-staff. But I think Navi Jr. are doing exactly what they need to as well. You know, they can quickly shove out lanes just because you've got Splash on the Green Dragon now that he is he's level 12. You've got a TA that can incredibly quickly push out lanes, and towers should just continue to fall, so all they need to do is stick together.
Oh, you see that? Look at this. They're going to pick off Bristleback straight away there. Has got the juice. Wanted to try and find more. Crystallize will get away with the Shadow Blade there, but in comes the Rolling Thunder here.
Bounced it down.
Knocking him down to the low ground. There we go. They may even find the Huskar here too. Slowed down. Never mind. They won't go for it. Now they may be perhaps on the return there, trying to catch PMA with the ATOS, but they won't have anything to follow up there. They just are too strong at the moment, Navi Jr.
They are. I think the lanes just went far, far, far too well for Navi Jr. Like, it was, what, 0-7 at the 6-minute mark of the game. Really shouldn't have been what had happened, especially considering you had picked this Huskar in particular because of its ability to, you know, just absolutely crush that lane. And, you know, like I was mentioning before, I don't think there was enough emphasis given to the Bristleback. You know, if he's a few more levels, he probably has a couple more points in the actual Bristleback skill. Maybe he has, if not the full Blade Mail, at least the Chain Mail, so he's able to withstand a little bit more of this burst damage that they've got coming through, because at this stage, he's only got 8 armor. And, I mean, let's do a little bit of counting.
Oh, got the juice, might be jumped on here. Sorry, Tadok.
Oh, that's
Look
all right.
at Shadow Blade, Avalanche and Toss there, and Meld is ready. Still going to try and turn it. It's down here, but the rest of the team coming in here. As brought back alive, there's the global silence. Look at that, Passion UA turning it around as now they're jumping onto Niku. Niku in some trouble. Lovely ice path there onto 2, disrupting this fight for the time being, but they're still going to try and attempt to take down the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight gone. Rolling Thunder coming in now from PMA, bouncing back and forth on the walls there. Niche is gone. Huskar down. It's a 2-for-1 currently at the moment. PMA a little bit stuck here within the secret shop as now the Avalanche is there. It's going to affect PMA. He's actually been able to get away though with the swashbuckle, but in comes the toss there right onto the Pangolier. Pangolier is falling down. Zayach now trying to find Crystallize there. He's on 50 HP. He will finally be found taken out there. Fernand trying to find Riddies here. The TP there from Zayach is going to get away. Riddies 4-staffing to the high ground there, but the creeps, no, the creeps will not take him out. And Bat-Yuk will find the kill with, I think that was the hairball. And Passion UA coming out on top of that fight, even with Navi Jr. having themselves an Aegis.
Yeah, a little bit of an unforced error there. I get it. He was feeling very confident, of course, having an Aegis at that time, but the reality was you don't have a tier 1 tower for yourself, so it's a lot harder for all of your teammates to instantly join in onto you, and his confidence was probably doubled up by the fact that Zayats is just continuing to place these Observer Wards behind that tier 1 tower. So they thought they knew where exactly everyone was, but they were just able to slip on through this pathway towards the Ancient Camp because the Observer Ward behind the tower doesn't actually clip into that vision. So gives them a little bit of a reprieve, Epi. You know, it's not done and dusted, which it was looking like in the early-ish stages of the game. So I don't think it's
maybe
enough.
for Bat-Yuk though.
Yeah, okay.
Trying to TP away there.
I don't think it's enough for Navi Jr. to panic too much. I think that was just like, all right, my bad, guys. I was a little bit too deep. And especially with the Bristle going down, and well, actually, Global's just come back up, but I doubt you're taking this fight without the Bristles. So they're just going to continue to open up the map. You've already lost Tier 2 tower bottom, now you've lost Tier 1 tower top. You could probably look to take away this outpost now, just to give them even fewer ways to be able to, A, move around the map, but B, more importantly, contest second Roshan, because I think that's really going to be the big objective that Navi Jr. is looking for. They are playing with a TA as well, so they know exactly when it's going to be coming up. And, I mean, with it spawning on the top side of the map as well, it's just hugely beneficial for them, right? There's nowhere for Passion UA to TP to, whether it be Outpost or Tier 1 towers. It's looking real good for Navi Jr. still.
I mean, I feel like once you get the BKB on Got the Juice too, he will be in a much better position than what he was in that fight.
For sure.
But, you know, of course, happened on the top. He feels like when you get the BKB, turn around, hopefully his team will be a lot closer to him than that before, because they were very far apart, weren't they?
They're pinging the fact that he is on this bottom side of the map, so I wonder if they're going to look to go for a bit of a play here with maybe 4, maybe 5 of them, but they got to be careful about where they pop this smoke. They've got a lot of vision right now on Navi Jr. around this outpost area.
What do they want? Niku? Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know if you can kill him.
Going to initiate, avalanche and toss, and there is the sharpshooter too. Niku found. Chaining the stuns perfectly there from Passion UA. And PMA will not be there to save it.
So, yeah, no Rolling Thunder is actually pretty big. I mean, that's one of the advantages of playing with a Tiny, right? Such low cooldowns to be able to make these consistent plays with. So, even though he is the position 1 Crystallize, and he's doing a pretty good job, honestly, considering how far behind the team is in net worth, he's still second, you know? Fair bit behind the TA, but the Juice has just been fed everything. He is a juicer for sure.
Double BKBs now. Got the Juice and Crystallize, so both carries having a BKB.
They're just looking for a freebie here, Zayats. On the prowl.
Oh. Fernandes.
Oh, he
still okay.
Cannot go that deep.
Ooh. Does have the blade mail, still survives actually. Gets forced out to the low ground, never mind. Got the Juice with the meld. No, Bristle still surviving through it. Those Zayats will be found. Global silence is there now. Cracker going to attempt to TP away, but the physical damage is too strong, as now they've caught themselves Crystallized here too, not able to activate the BKB. And will be found there. Also 2 down on Passion UA, as Navi Jr., they're hungry. They want more. Niku coming forward there with the Dragon Tail, affecting the horse. Got a lovely bushwhack there from Fernandes. That will help Niche just get away there underneath the tier 3, or else that could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse, but I mean, it just makes like a 9 out of 10 play stay a 9 out of 10 play and not a 12 out of 10. You know, they're still going to get this tier 2 tower. They're still going to retain control over the outpost. They've got a Gem of True Sight as well on the Pangolier, I believe. So he's very tanky. He's putting himself there on the front lines, and they've just got no vision, especially now that it's turned into nighttime as well for Navi Jr. The big question that I have is, are they going to want to just continue to farm for this next item? Because it's actually, hold on, I thought it was quite a long Roche respawn, but it just changed to he is alive. So,
oh,
that answers my question.
Yeah, he's alive now.
I swear it said 2 minutes something still left on it, but anyway.
I think the timer may be broken, maybe. I've noticed that quite a lot in Dota TV. A lot of things are broken with Dota TV, to be honest. And there we go. Aegis in the hands. I've got the Juice. They missed the Roshan banner. Rolling Thunder, though. Committed. Cracker is going to TP on the cliff.
Nicely done, Cracker.
Nice.
Alright, they did get the banner. I'm like, bro, that's the reason you've been wanting this second Roche.
If only they had a caster in the ear like I did to tell them to use Roshan banner today.
I attribute that win to me. I mean, it's just one of those things that you're constantly forgetting about unless you've got a full team together where they can be saying, all right, let's do this next. And you're like, oh, yeah, probably do that. I mean, Got the Juice is on his own, again. A long way on his own. But this is the thing. They're scared. They're playing scared right now. It's nighttime. They have no vision because there's the gem. And they've got a 9k advantage. They're like, you know what? Why not go and try and find someone else and get a free pick off? So It was a good response from Passion, but it does mean that they're not exactly going to be recovering their net worth either. And look at this, just another free Tormentor for themselves.
Ah.
Just didn't even get it. Probably Pango? Nope, DK gets it. So
Dragon
Pango, the only one still yet to get it, and he had it queued up in his quick buy anyway, and he's about 80 gold. So basically the entire team's kitted out. This is their strong point, this next 3.5 minutes while they've got this Aegis. It's just
What
a
is,
question of how well will they respond?
What's Zayat's going here? He's got a Sacred
Nullifier.
Relic in his Nullifier.
So again, just another little bit of armor as well to be able to withstand the burst from the Tiny, the burst from the Bristleback, you know, be that annoying presence on the front lines. Hell, even the Acorn shot can be incredibly annoying for a Riki if you get revealed under that vision. So I feel like Fernandes is honestly the one that they want to get onto at the start of a lot of these engagements. Either him or Batyuk, and I feel like they've done a great job of targeting Batyuk up to this point. It's 1-7 and 4 at this stage. And there's that banner. I mean, you got to respond to this somehow. I don't think you can afford to give up this full set of racks. You want to try and delay this for as long as possible. Not fight into the Aegis plus everything else beyond that. And honestly, pretty good spacing as well to be able to...
Oh! He went in for initiation there with a blink, and the Ice Path stopped him, but the BKB is there. Rolling Thunder coming out there too. So Rolling Thunder down, but BKB also down for Crystallize.
Didn't use the global though on Kreka, and he's got his own 4-staff as well. So if he's the one that gets jumped by the Riki, he can still save himself. And more importantly, they don't lose the tower, they get rid of the Roshan's banner, and this Aegis, while it still has 2 minutes left, hasn't really gotten the big amount of effectiveness that you've been wanting.
So do they see this movement? They see little bits of it with the psionic traps. They see Fernandes here as they blink up to the high ground there with the Dragon Tail, and goodbye Hoodwink. As maybe perhaps they can find themselves more. They've caught themselves niche potentially. No. Got the Gale Guard just in case. Oh, and a toss back there onto the DK. He will activate that BKB. Has the double damage ready, but that Dragon Form is going to expire.
It's about that delay game though, right? I think they're happy enough just to not have their base assaulted, not be losing big objectives. Again, it sounds like cope because they are 13k behind. They've only taken a couple of tier 1 towers and no other objectives, but it's not awful, right? Like I just want to I want to see Niche get into that item that actually makes him feel comfortable taking a team fight, because armor is still, I guess it's a little less of an issue now that he's been able to pick up the tough, what are we calling it, enchantment for his neutral item. So the Gale Guard that he's got, he's able to absorb not only that 250 damage, but also has that +7 armor on it. Ooh, is it going to help him though? Not enough. And the break as well, so not even getting the regen coming through from the Berserker's Blood. So he really needs that BKB so that break isn't going to be affecting him.
Fernandes is being chased here too. Niku coming in, wants to try and get the Dragon Tail, but able to scurry into the trees and TP away. So at least they won't lose the Hoodwink there either if they want to go for the high ground. Oh no, but they have found Batyuk.
What are you doing?
I mean, Blade Mail there, but that is not going to save you. Got the Silver Edge there from Got the Juice. Found and taken out. Easy peasy there by the T8.
And yeah, I believe now, you know, the Demon Edge was for the Silver Edge. So I don't know if you want to wait for level 25. Like, force him to buy back. Force him to be even further behind in net worth is what I would be considering right now. But I suppose Passion have done a fairly decent job of just shoving these waves out, right? Fernandes, he's 3, 4, and 5, so not the most impressive score overall, but he's shoving out that bottom lane. You know, he's putting himself in harm's way to prolong the game for as long as possible. Up top as well, Crystallize using that Shadow Blade to be able to just shove in top every single time. You know, they can't push into your base if they don't have a creep wave. Even Krek might be in trouble.
Oh no.
Not gonna get punished.
Yeah, I'm just seeing, as you said, Fernandes now moving to the top lane now and taking out the creep wave there.
It's just a game of cat and mouse at this point, Epi. You know, they really are just trying to avoid any fights possible. And I would have to imagine that they're trying to manufacture a team fight around the Roche pit. Because I really feel like they're guessing at the moment where Navi Jr. are going to be. Whereas they know they're going to be going for this next Roshan, right? It's going to have the banner. It's going to have either an Ags or a Refresher. It's going to have, of course, the Aegis as well. So it's one of those few times where you've actually got a bit of a guarantee as to where the enemy team is going to be. Because you've only got like one observer ward out on the map because you've just been playing into this gem for so long. So it takes a lot of the uncertainty out of it, which is huge.
So are Navi Jr. just waiting out the Roshan for the third time? Is that the way for them to go?
They know exactly when it's spawning, so sure, why not? Maybe, yeah, like just I was saying before, the level 25 on Got the Juice would be nice too. Might even be considering the Meld Hit Bash, to be honest. Considering, you know, there's
no,
BKB
Matyok's
TPs away.
Courier.
What did it have on it? Not much, I don't think. It was going out to probably buy the... No, he's already got the plate mail, so...
Yeah, I
sure.
don't know where it was going. It was going for a casual stroll. They are sieging the high ground, though. This is without Aegis, so Navi Jr. feeling strong enough to go without the Aegis of Immortality.
Hold on.
And a nice Manta Dispel there. Crystallize hiding in the trees. He's ready to pounce, but now they've actually pulled themselves back with everyone rotating for the defense.
Yeah, I mean, you force them back, you know, they're not farming, you just want Roche control. That's the main thing that Navi Jr. are looking at right now. If it spawns instantly in 5 seconds, hold on, Zayats.
He's found.
Nice timing.
And he has been able to survive through it all as the Dragon Tail is there now to crystallize. Global silence in return. And a big damage there done to Zayats. And the DK. They're still okay Passion UA, the Blade Mail there. Matyok will survive through the damage. Got the juice, and they are out of there. Navi Jr. with Rolling Thunder on cooldown. But still
a little
hanging
careful
around here.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got that high ground control without the global silence, that's really the thing that you're just saying, you know what, I'm good. But, you know, we can look to take these fights pretty consistently. What Passion are hoping for is that Roshan is up right now in this bottom side of the map. You know, it has a chance to be spawning right now, but it was actually one of the longest spawns possible. I think it was 2 minutes, 50 seconds. So, a little unfortunate for them that they can't capitalize on being able to get a pick off into Roshan, but it does mean that they prolong the game a little bit more. The net worth lead isn't getting worse. They can get a tier 1 tower for free. That would be nice, although...
Oh, TP Fernandes! Dragon Tail just comes out in time.
I feel like that was a really long TP, don't you?
Yeah, it never felt like it was. Oh, wait, got the juice. Oh, finding a... Not a free kill onto Cracker, just activating that Ghost Scepter in time.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the big reasons why the Riki went for that that nullifier as well, right? See, I swear, like, maybe I haven't read something in the patch notes, but it was like, there was still 1.5 minutes left on that Roche respawn.
There
maybe
was.
It's just buggy something.
No, I think it's buggy. It has to be.
Maybe just when it changes sides, it instantly spawns. Is that a new thing?
I don't think so. Well, nonetheless, Aegis for a third time for Navi Jr. They got themselves a cheese too.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
As where are they heading now with this Aegis? Perhaps looking to push bottom. I mean, they've already done substantial damage to the tier 3 tower bottom 10 minutes ago, so it feels like same way to go again, especially push this wave out here too. But you got Crystallize being a little annoying thing here and taking out the creep wave. So they could actually kill this creep wave now once it reaches Passion UA's tier 3, and then they'll have themselves the backdoor protection.
See how it all turns out. I mean, you really don't have many answers for this silencer. You need to almost play inside of the fountain just to make sure that you're not getting caught out by this smoke screen, because no one else can force you out of it, and you're going to have a nullifier on you, and we know how important that is for him.
Oh,
That's a
Dragon
lot of
Tail
damage.
there, all instantly burst down there. The Bristleback as the Global Silence out there now. Niche trying to get himself away there with the 4 staff. PMA turning it back around there with his driving license. Gets himself out. The tier 3 tower has gone, but they have themselves the backdoor protection, so they can't get themselves the set of racks, although they can get themselves a hoodwink.
Can't they? I mean, I feel like they've got enough minus armor to be able to take these. Screw the backdoor protection, yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, TA with Desolator, plus a DK, plus Assault Cuirass, it's a lot.
Oh, Dragon Tail now onto Niche. Niche is wiped out. Oh my gosh. Navi Jr. just going to clean up the base now with 2 cores down with no buyback. I'm not sure what Crystallize can do here on his own. They still have themselves this Aegis going for the final tier 3, and got the Juice, not a care in the world. He's just going to go for the Raxus now. All Crystallized, getting stunned there. He has to get himself back, and even committing the BKB. Plus, no one jumps upon him. As yet.
They have to do something, but it's all just going to be in vain. I mean, yeah, they're calling GG. Props, in my opinion, of course, need to be given to Navi Jr., but I thought they were in an almost, like, completely unrecoverable spot on Passion. And for them to drag that game out for another 10, 15 minutes, not make the net worth get too much worse over probably the first 7 or so minutes of their big deficit, I think
Navi Jr. and Passion UA. The second game, of course, getting themselves the Medusa last pick for themselves. And the last pick was indeed the... It was Sniper, right?
Yeah, so historically, the way to beat heroes like Medusa is just outrange her, right? If she can't hit you and you can hit her, fantastic, right? And she doesn't exactly have a lot of gap close and movement until later on when you're able to get into stuff like a Swift Blink. So someone like a Sniper, and the reason why I was saying this game just became a whole lot more important for Fernandes and Niche is being able to get on top of that Sniper, provide that sense of panic, so he can't just sit there and, you know, ho ho ha ha at you, basically.
Get the ducks quacking.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. I like the Sniper last pick, because definitely thought that this Medusa was going to be safe lane, but turns out nope. No Medusa safe lane. So what kind of items will you be building on this Medusa 3 then? Because it's been quite... Do you still get the Guardian Greaves on the Medusa 3? Or...
Well, I'm hearing a production prediction that it's probably going to be a Gleipnir Meteor Hammer Medusa, and so April Fool's Day or not, I am going to go along with that.
Okay. And First Blood. They get Krekker within the river there. Niku getting First Blood with help there from PMA, so that was quite interesting that they're able to get that kill.
Not what Niche would have been wanting as well. I mean, the lane is already so hard against the Sniper, and now you've already have to deal with him just getting basically a full extra item in the Wraith Band to be able to start things off. He even got a nice deny in that first wave, which is pretty impressive considering Sniper's early damage is not that strong. It's just death by 1,000 cuts, essentially, that ends up pushing him ahead most of the time. He's doing
I gotta
great
say,
job on
that
last hitting.
yeah, you see the shrapnel, like level 1, how much it helped with last hitting under the tower. That was pretty boss, I'm not gonna lie. I was quite impressed.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Because last hitting it as a sniper level 1 is not nice. Especially when you don't have yourself headshot either.
Yeah, like I said, First Blood really helps. Like that Wraith Band just gave him an extra, I want to say 4 damage, and it really closed the gap, which should have been like a 10 attack damage differential in Monkey King's favor, down to like a 5 or a 6, which is much, much, much more manageable.
Mm-hmm. An interesting place for Batyuk to hang around. Look at him. He was behind the tier 1 tower. Doesn't even have himself the Gorgon's Grasp yet. Still only level 1.
How many? He's got one last hit. 2 minutes into the game because he's just been completely bullied out towards the side here. I'm pretty sure Tiny has more yet. Tiny has 3 last hits, and Deuce is about to get her 3rd. So not the greatest start for the Medusa to be able to start this one off for sure, but now the lane's pushing in.
Niku being very aggressive here on the mid lane against Niche as well. Oh, Avalanche. Got the juice still okay.
I'm legit looking at the moment to see if Batyuk has any Medusa games on file, and no is the answer to that question, at least in competitive. So I'm interested to see how he's able to work this one out, because it's not exactly something that they go to the well for all that frequently.
And they do get the kill on Zayat's top. Thanks to, what was that? Was that quite a lot from...
I would assume Flat Cannon.
Flat Cannon.
Yeah, Flat Cannon, Rocket Barrage, just the one Rocket Barrage, and I mean, it's so hard for Cracker as well, right? Like, he has the
actually
Q.
mostly Silencer.
He has the Q and the E leveled up, so that's good,
yep.
right? And he's getting really bullied here.
Oh.
He's got
Crystallize.
the magic wand. He should be fine.
He was really pushing that. He's okay. Oh, rotation for Niku. Fernandes has the Avalanche. Getting the Jingu stacks off. This might be a kill onto the sniper.
Yep.
It is indeed. Lovely rotation.
Doing exactly what he needs to, right? Like, this is what I'm talking about. They just need to consistently be bullying the sniper as much as possible. And it's going to take rotations like that. The fact that Batyuk is able to sit down here because the wave was pushed into the Navi Junior tower safely is, you know, just some really good understanding of where a lot of these map movements are happening. Even able to secure himself a nice water rune here on Fernandes before he comes back to the lane. So he's basically going to be full health and mana to be able to come back and hopefully just secure the game for his Dusa. Still last on net worth in terms of the cores, but we all know that that can potentially recover. And Epi, I do see a Meteor Hammer queued up in the quick buy.
Uh-oh. I mean, I don't know. Actually, you know what? Don't judge a boot by its cover. It might be good. Mm-hmm. We don't know. It might be some sneaky play. I mean, got the juice here, is chasing Fernandes here with the blood grenade upon him with the metamorphosis, and they just find themselves quite the easiest kill I've ever seen.
Yes, but again, it was when this wave was under the tower, right? So he ended up losing about 3 last hits to it, including a range creep. Still able to get back in time for the flag bearer creep, so it's not the worst for Got the Juice, but again, he had to use the metamorphosis for it as well, so only has about 10 or so seconds left on it, and then Batyuk is going to feel pretty confident just to stay in this lane, soak up some more of this XP, and have a fine old time. And I would imagine that Fernandes is, going to continue making rotations of his own. Yeah,
he scouted out. The whip is there, but they may actually find Zayat's. Yep, Zayat's gone from the rocket barrage. Too strong on the gyro.
I did really like how Fernandes played that last game, even though it was in a loss. I think he did basically everything that he could on his Hoodwink to give them a chance to be able to stay into this game. And, I mean, he's done a fantastic job so far, right? Yeah, sure, he's died once, but again, they popped meta to be able to do it. They weren't farming under the tower because of it, and he's gotten a really key kill on Zayat's on the top lane, but more importantly, Sniper in mid, although support v support battle.
Oh, yeah. Niche coming in with the Wukongs. He's still okay. He's not able to get off a Jingu stack, so he will fall. The Assassinating there now too, helping to take down the Silencer, and it's going to be a 2-for-1 there with the Grand Master trading his life there, Riddies.
And that's the mark of a good team in my eyes. So Navi Junior, they're anticipating that Passion are going to be able to make these frequent movements towards trying to punish this sniper, because it's a winning lane for the sniper. Most lanes are. And so they're like, all right, well, previously they played around the 4-minute rune. They got a water rune for themselves. They denied it away from our sniper. Not the biggest deal, but this could be a really big power rune for them to be able to play around with, both in terms of
might be dead.
Being able to get a kill or survive. And so they made sure that they had their supports rotated preemptively 10 seconds before that rune had even spawned. And you saw the outcome, right? Like, it was just a really big turnaround and just secures the lane even more solidly for them.
Oh, they're going for the wisdom here too.
That's a big rotation. Niku.
Uh-oh. Oh, getting jumped on right underneath this tier 1 tower, and the nuke damage is enough there. Because now can they find more? Crystallize with that big rocket barrage. Zayat just blinks away here. In comes PMA now with a level 3 Wild Axis and Passion UA. Trying to get themselves out of there.
No Raw, though.
Looking for more. Cricket getting lower and lower. Zayat's gone. Oh, here comes the cooldown. Defensively used. And Riddies will be fine. Oh, just catching Krekker there with the Wild Axes and finding the silencer.
Yeah, he had a lot of those Wild Axes debuff stacks built up onto him. So now you do have that level 6. And it's just it's deceptive, the amount of damage that Silencer can do, particularly in these early stages of the games, right? With the Arcane Curse and the Last Word. The reason Zayat's died is because he was trying to blink away while he still had that Last Word debuff on him. So he just ended up popping immediately and took a lot of burst damage. Liking that he's not letting this discourage him too much, though. Spotted out where Fernandes is playing, even though he doesn't have his own ultimate yet, so he's obviously very, very visible. Has to be careful of getting tossed back under the tower and won't because of the haste runes. So, again, just highlighting this importance. And Krekker has gone far too far forward.
He has. He may be dead here. The Assassinate's ready. They want to commit it. Yep, here we go. Oh, never mind. Zayat's kill secures it.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
It's fine. I mean, Ricky's one of those heroes where you don't need much to get a lot of output from it, right? Like we've seen the Orb of Frost, the Orb of Blight. He's going to look to get an Orb of Corrosion still, most likely, just because it's a nice little combination there. And I wonder what would be after the fact. I mean, maybe this is the game where, even though you're a position 4 Ricky, Diffusal's not that bad, considering you're going up against this Dusa, considering you're going up against a Tiny where, you know, if he doesn't have much mana, then he can't have this impact with Avatos, and you're not going to get punished as harshly the other way because it's a support Tiny as well, so he's going to have fewer levels. You're going to be able to survive a lot more readily. Maybe a Raindrops on Zayats would still be something really nice. Protects him a little bit, just enables him to stay out on the map with that passive regen that you get.
Infused Raindrops is never a bad idea.
Correct. I think it's the best item in the game. For what you buy, you know, for what you pay for it.
60-minute Infused Raindrops, oh my god.
You joke, but I've done it. Hold on, got the juice.
Wukong's command, Boundless Strike. Got the juice, has got himself out. Oh. Fernandes.
Okay, just
Tossing
walk away.
Krekker there.
Easy clap.
Oh, maybe a kill onto Riddies. Oh, just able to actually get away there with the escape act. Cooldown is there. Riddies finally falling. Crystallize. Oh, man fighting got the juice. Who's going to win the fight here? Oh, it's going to be the Gyro. Unable to survive the Assassinate.
On the high ground.
Goes the Gyro. Yeah, but he's been affected there
he's
by
surrounded.
the Avalanche. As Niche coming in now. Zayat is dead. Sorry, Zayat. And Batyok falling there too. Niku in trouble. Niche pursuing him. Fernandes getting the final physical attack. And Crystallize hanging around. And the Gyrocopter gets taken out. And a triple kill for PMA.
Bit of a messy fight, to be honest. You know, there was about 3 or 4 different little skirmishes going on everywhere, and I'd have to imagine that that's not something that Navi Jr. in particular would be wanting, because one thing that their lineup is lacking quite heavily is control. You know, they want to make sure that the fights are happening in an enclosed space, so they're not having to constantly, you know, chase around and try and hopefully get some kills. And I mean, it was a really ballsy play by Niku to just walk into the middle of everything, because, yeah, he got surrounded by 3 different Passion heroes and got blown up pretty fast. Let me your hammer's channeling in the mid lane. Let's go.
Oh, and they're going for Crystallize now. The whip is there, but he's too tanky. 1,500 HP. It's a lot to get through. So they won't pick up a kill onto Gyro. He will be fine.
Wonder as well when, like, Ringmaster got the escape act at level 3, and I feel like it's something he probably should have got at 4. You know, he didn't have it for the start of that previous fight, where he could have potentially saved his Terror Blade without him taking too much extra damage, and even when they were invading around the Wisdom Rune, he didn't have it leveled up at that time, so that ended up getting them killed on the... I want to say Sniper died as a result of that.
Oh, a niche. Scouting out Niku there. Fernandes is coming in. Oh, Zayat. You got the Coiling Blade cut onto the tree. The whip is there too. The Global Silence also. Niche in trouble. He's going to try and activate the Wukong's command and turn it around here. Can he get himself the Jingu stacks? No, he cannot. You will be found taken out, down for 25 with the rotations here from Navi Jr.
It's twice now that he's been so close to being able to get it off. There was 3 Jingu stacks there on Zayats, and I think he dodged one of the hits just with the Blink Strike as well. So very, very nicely done by him to be able to dodge out all that. And he just stayed inside of the Blink Strike during that Global Silence as well. So it wasn't like he was just a lamb to the slaughter. And he is indeed going for that Diffusal Blade that we were talking about as well. So legitimate way to be able to punish these heroes on the back lines, you know, whether it be the Gyro or the Silencer. And, you know, I've mentioned, again, the Tiny. His impact is going to be seriously lessened once this Diffusal Blade becomes available. So I see him going for the Phase Boots and then the Blink Dagger. I really want him to just rush that Blink Dagger, because I feel like he's not going to be able to get a bunch of farm as easily once this Diffusal Blade's online. So to me, it feels like a bit of a race for it.
No, I agree. I definitely think you should get the Blink Dagger as soon as you can. Will really start to help the team, not just himself too. Yep, you were right. This Meteor and Gleipnir.
I mean, it's enabling them to push towers, because you don't exactly have too many other heroes that are super capable of doing it.
Yeah, I've got to get through 1,400 mana of a Medusa as well, so suppose you're being annoying by tanking all that up.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing as well, just on the topic of the Ringmaster again, I don't want to harp on it too much with the lack of Escape Act at level 4, but he had 2 points in the Impalement Arts, excuse me, and going up against a Dusa who doesn't have that much health anyway, like the max health damage per second isn't all that impactful, you know? So for this game in particular, I feel like it was just a little bit of a mistake that hopefully won't punish them too hard, because it did result in the second of Sniper's deaths and prevented him from really just getting on this unstoppable roll.
So if we got the Ringmaster get these abilities as well, like the Whoopee Cushion or the Funhouse Mirror. He's got himself a Whoopee Cushion at the moment.
I never look whenever I'm playing in pubs, and I always get caught out like, oh, he's dead. Oh, okay. No, he's very much alive.
Well, smoke play from Passion UA.
Real deep.
PMA is playing it safely.
Doing a good job. I mean, he's level 12, so if he's able to get off that Primal Roar, he's actually going to be dealing out a decent amount of damage, and that Spark of Courage that saved him last time will end up doing a pretty similar sort of thing, as they get a nice D-ward off there, so it's not a completely wasted movement coming through, and this Meteor Hammer is continuing to give them value, pushing into this bottom tier 2 tower now as well. And I wonder if they're going to stick around. I think they want to force them to pop the glyph, and then they're all, as a team, going to go and take that Tormentor that just spawned 45 seconds ago, but doesn't seem like they're taking the bait, and then they're just going to go there anyway. They know it's happening, though. And so look at what they're doing on Navi Jr. They just go to Roshan saying, you know what? We value this higher than a Tormentor.
So they're going to get the Tormentor, and they're going to get the Aegis.
Everyone wins. Except maybe Krekker if he dies to this Tormentor.
Oh! Yeah, careful. But yeah, there we go. And it's Fernandes that gets the shard, so...
Pretty bad,
really,
honestly.
Yeah, is that really the hero that you want to shard on?
No,
I don't think so.
Not as a support, Tiny, unfortunately. He's got that Blink Dagger coming out to him, though, but it's the same time as PMA's got his. He's actually traded in that Spark of Courage for the Tumbler's Toy, so getting a little bit more of that surprise jump to be able to start out a lot of these fights is going to be obviously key for them. I'd say their main priority is going to be taking away some of this control that they've got on Passion UA. Because they've got a decent amount, right? Like, Stone Gaze, Avatos,
Yeah, no, they have.
Boundless Strike. It's alright. I don't think Passion want to get too aggressive. I mean, Batuk is honestly farming in a very, very deep position right now, but that's just purely because they don't have a tier 1 tower. And I mentioned the importance of taking out that tower. It really reduces the amount of space that you've been able to farm. So he can afford to be this deep as long as he's got supports relatively close by to him, which he does in the form of Fernandes with that Blink Dagger for himself. So it's pretty easy to bring reinforcements there. I would imagine we might see a few more heroes start to move down towards this bottom side, considering they've got the Observer Ward there below the tier 2 tower. They've got an Observer Ward in the mid lane, so they've got a really solid idea of where exactly Na'Vi Jr. are, unless they use a smoke like this to bypass all of that vision, plus the Watcher. That was,
and this is a Diffusal Blade on Zayats as well, so if they find someone, it's most likely going to be a kill. Yeah.
Oh, smoke didn't pop.
Oh, they're going to go for Cricket.
It's something.
Wow, easy kill.
Not the ideal, of course, but it's something. Up in the Demon Zeal as well to put a little bit more pressure onto this tower. They're going to need to use the Glyph to be able to push this one back, but I think they're just delaying it in time for the creep wave to get there, which they will.
And there's the Glyph, and we got Batyuk with the Meteor Hammer on the bottom tier 2, and that is the tier 2 dead. Yeah, the final tick of the Meteor Hammer takes it. So both teams getting a tier 2 tower.
Feels a lot more even, though, than last game, right? Like, it wasn't this massive draft victory coming out. I was still a little uneasy about how, you know, what exactly this Medusa was going to be accomplishing, but I guess if they thought that a lot more of the pushy style heroes were already removed from the pool, and if they thought that this hero would do decently against the Terrorblade, it works, but I don't know. Just having an extra core can never be a bad thing, I guess.
I mean, higher net worth than the Gyrocopter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not expecting that from a POS 3 Medusa that's built into Meteor Hammer. So not even anything like attack, right?
No, definitely not. And I mean, PMA, to his credit as well, like, didn't fall for what they were trying to do by putting this gyro there. He's like, you know what, I'm just going to spam axes. Who cares about my boars and my hawks? I might put 1 point into them just to get a little bit of a slow off, but it's not the sort of thing that they're really going to be punishing by having this gyro pick here. So I feel like that impacts it a lot. And I mean, we've seen how many kills PMA has been able to get with like the very tip of the wild axes too. I think 3 so far this game.
But not a lot of time remaining on this Aegis. Na'Vi Jr. just been using it to farm. It's been very quiet for these last 5 minutes.
I almost wonder what he's going to get next. Like, is it a BKB? Is he looking to get a little bit of lifesteal for himself just to sit in the middle of a lot of these team fights? Because they don't really have any healing reduction at the moment on Passion.
Oh. Cracker found again.
They have a cracker reduction for sure. And they've got a siege creep. So this is where a death like that means you're forced to make a bit of a difficult decision. And both teams are actually making that sort of forcing that decision to be made. You know, Batyuk is pushing in this top tower. Na'Vi Jr. are pushing in this mid tower. Who's going to be the one to blink first? Because neither team has this reset of their glyph beyond this. So they both use glyph on their tier 2 towers. And it looks like they're going to back off after the fact, or will they stick around? I don't know.
Yeah, no, they don't. They're still sticking around. I mean, Metamorphosis committed there too, so they don't have themselves a tier 2 tower bottom either. Only 1 tower remaining on Passion UA.
They're legitimately mirroring so much from each other. Like, even both position 4s were on opposite sides of the map with no TP at that time. So it's like, how much more could you possibly be trying to play exactly like each other? And I mean, I guess that's what happens sometimes, right? Yes, you've got, Western Europe, Eastern Europe, certain play styles, but there's 9 Ukrainians in this game, and I'm sure they've played plenty with each other. They know each other's play styles, and, this is just plan A for them.
Blade mail obtained now for Batjuk.
Okay. So, like, you're going to be able to pop it, right? Like I've been mentioning before, they don't have a ton of control on the Navi Junior side, so you're going to be able to see the Beastmaster with the wind-up, for example, for the Primal Roar, to be able to pop it. And maybe this is part of the reason why he wanted to go for that Tumblr's toy, just to get that little bit of extra surprise element to everything, so that you can, Tumblr's toy, blink in, get the Roar off from slightly out of vision, and then pop the BKB, which he's now got coming to him on the courier, and hopefully burst the Medusa down before she can Blade Mail, before she can Stone Gaze, before anything like that.
They have just found Zayats, though, there, revealing himself with the tricks of the trade, so they commit with the Dust of Appearance, finding a kill. Meanwhile, though, smoke play here from Navi Jr.
Crystallize.
Oh, they found Crystallize. This could be a big pick-off as a Primal
What is he
Roar's
doing there?
The damage is huge. And they pick off the giant. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Dadok.
He was in no
really
man's
don't know.
land. Like, absolutely no reason to be there. I can totally understand if he wanted to be a little bit further left, playing with his Observer Ward. It would have been a bit closer to the team as well. Probably enabled them to get to him about 5 seconds sooner. But good movement back there to be able to make sure they're not just going to, off the back of this Gyrocopter kill, be able to convert that into another Tier 2 tower that they're able to claim for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So after pretty much a nightmare Bristleback game in game number 1, I'd say he's probably been the best player so far this game. Maybe PMA is the only one rivaling him. Don't hate the Shivas either. Lots of physical damage that you're going to have to contend up against with this team. Plus, of course, the healing reduction coming from the Shivas is going to be nice, going up against the Monkey King with that Jingu.
Just say that Batjuk is 3k ahead of the Gyro.
Mm-hmm. Doing great.
Almost 3k ahead.
Middle tower is under attack.
He's just a little bit behind on the Gyrocopter at the moment. Should be a lot more ahead.
Nearly got the Disperser on Niku, so, not too often we see Sniper Diffusal Blade, but against the Medusa, makes sense. You're still going to be able to outrange her. And now with the Disperser as well, just making sure that you've always got that little bit of extra movement. Already has the Force Staff. I'm sure he would love to... Actually, what's the situation looking like? Unfortunately for him, even if the next Tormented did go their way, unless either Ricky or Ringmaster buy their shard, he's got no chance of being able to get a freebie for himself. I feel like that might be the play, though. Like, play for the second Tormentor for yourselves, because that concussive grenade is going to be so vital for keeping Nico
Going
alive.
for Cracker again. Zayat's helping out, but in return he will trade his life, I think. Yep, being rooted in place. Batjuk getting the kill. Oh, instant bought back there from Cracker. Is now an assassinate coming in onto Fernance. Fernance found.
It's all crumbling. I mean, you used the buyback, you didn't use the global silence, you used the stone gaze. And what was like a 2k net worth lead is just blown out to 7 as a result of that. More importantly as well, one of your main damage sources in the grave only has a Blink Dagger, really, at this point with the Tiny. And of course, we've highlighted how important that magic damage in particular is going to be against Got the Juice's Terrorblade.
Oh, they're going Roche here too.
They're backing off, actually, despite the fact that they've got this Observer Ward outside of the pit at nighttime, so you know that they've got the vision advantage. They're still giving some respect over to Passion UA. Okay, maybe just a little antsy over the fact that they didn't know exactly where Niche was, but Zayats does. He's chasing him down with that Diffuser Blade.
Oh, gets away there with a Balance Strike.
Batjuk, what?
And they're going to hop right onto the Medusa and melt her down with the Primal Roar. Goodbye, Batjuk.
Cannot afford to be there without the Stone Gaze available. Like, it's just gone from bad to worse with you know, the silencer buyback being completely ineffective, stone gaze used for nothing, and then no stone gaze available for both keeping yourself alive and preventing them from just walking into the Roche pit and doing this. I mean, this is the sort of thing where the coach should be pulling this hair out a little bit, you know, like saying, I can tell them all the things, but if they're just making these mistakes that leave us a number down, there's only so much I can do.
Second Aegis for PMA now. And Medusa not feeling as tanky as she used to be now.
Mm-hmm. That stone gaze is real important, especially considering you're going up against 2 diffusal blades. Doesn't look like Zayats is keen to buy the shard though. He's going straight into the nullifier, so remember, it's all about just managing where you can attack people on this Medusa. And if you're not going to be able to use things like Force Staff to be able to help her out, then she's kind of like a fish out of water. Do they even have anything that can be purged right now with Nullifier? I think the Jingu active stack's probably the main thing, honestly.
Yeah. There's that. Can I really think of anything
I think
else?
that's it at the moment in terms of the items that they have.
No, you're right, you're right. Oh, wait, Gale Guard hovering over Observer.
The old
Gale Guard can be dispelled.
This is something that as well that a lot of the solid teams do. And I understand teams that don't do it, or ones that are more inexperienced or just lacking in confidence, is when you've got the lead, buy a gem. Because this is the time for them to really look to close out the map, put a stranglehold onto Passion UA. If we could just have a look at Passion's like vision that they've got at the moment, it's very minimal, right? Like they've got a Watcher on the dire side of the map, and that's about it, you know? They've got one next to where Batiuk is farming as well. I don't think I see a single Observer ward that they've placed down. So not only are they keeping their Riki safe by just getting rid of a bunch of these sentry wards, they've got 2.5 or so minutes left of nighttime where they're scared to go anywhere. And so their farm is going to reduce even further. You're going to slowly get chipped down. You're going to lose your last tier 2 tower. And if you make even a single mistake, now they've got the Roshan's banner and the Aegis and the net worth lead, and they can just go up onto your high ground.
Yeah, it's feeling pretty good for Navi Junior. They're at a good position. But what position are they going to take? I mean, there's one light turned off.
Power, maybe. Yep. Not the generator. You ever had to use a generator before?
No. I've not.
I've always been... Is jealous the right word? Like, just having a generator on hand, just in case of emergency. Like, if we ever have a power outage, I just cop it, you know? Like, it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm reading or going to sleep or lighting a candle and doing something or going out for a walk or something like that, you know? But
yeah, having it for Dota emergencies is it's pretty nice.
These are electric sports athletes, so you gotta make sure you got that on hand. Sounds like Navi Junior's maybe Navi Junior gave them that as well, just to say, you know what, just in case of emergencies, you got a generator to be able to back you up. What is going on with TB there? Lights everywhere.
It's the 20. It's the post 2020 cosmetics.
True. Also, just casting Conjure Image as well does help. What color would you say all of those? Is that just white? Is that what did you call that middle area? Or is it color in that? Like all the smoke and stuff.
What, the white? I think it's just the Conjure Image, right?
Yeah, is it white? I'm asking because I'm red-green colorblind, so I want to make sure that I'm not missing a color that's coming in here.
Oh no, that's why. Are you asking about like the color of the actual Terrorblade, or?
No, it was more like, is it white or is it like a light blue or something that he's kind of woofing around him? What do you call the colors in Dota as well? Like at the very top, like blue makes sense to me, purple makes sense to me, yellow, orange. Yeah, that's cool. Second, is that teal? You calling it teal? Like what is it?
Yeah,
light green?
I'd say teal. Well, actually no, because there's two. There's like a cyan,
The
maybe
second
cyan.
one, I'd call like light blue for me. Medusa's color. That's more cyan to me.
Okay,
And then
May
tiny pink, brown is silencer. I say dark green is Monkey King, and light green is Gyrocopter.
I
And
yeah. No.
please feel free to say, Danog, you're an idiot, because I cannot tell the difference between colors a lot of the
No,
time.
no, 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 no. You have a good point. Why have they made it like that?
They're
Why
too
have they done
similar.
that?
Where's
They
a
are, they
red?
are.
Give me a red instead of the Monkey King color, you know?
No, you do have a valid point actually here. Why is it not all colors of the rainbow? Why is it just
And then I'm sure people are
sage green,
saying,
sage green and dark green? Like what? Why? I don't know.
don't get me started with the forest green, I guess, maybe. And then people are just like, Danog, turn on colorblind mode. It's like, well, then the game looks like us, and I don't want that. So, gotta.
For those that are tuned in, it sounds like we've got out a freaking Dulux color chart and we're deciding what to paint our wall.
Mm-hmm. I just got crisp white here, never touched since I moved into this apartment. God, it's
Oh
been
really? Oh okay.
eight years now, I think.
Wow. Well, you just want it white, or you're not going to paint it?
I'm just lazy. I have
I'm
one bit of decoration, two actually. I got one thing added recently. I have a like plush moose head, like a trophy, but it's obviously
okay.
not a real moose head. It's just a cute little moose head that a friend gave me when I left Canada when I was 15 to come back
Yeah.
and live in Australia. And then recently I got to cast a tournament in the Philippines and they gave me like, I don't think it's called a lei, but you know, like a Hawaiian thing of flowers. They gave me one of those. So that is hanging around the moose's neck at the moment. And that's
Oh.
it in terms of my decorations in my room.
No, to be honest, I've only bought a house about like 2 months ago, and it's just white.
Bought a
and that's
house.
it.
Hello, Richie
Yeah.
Rich.
Well, I've been saving for a very very long time, but
Mhm.
the walls are pretty white, so
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know if it's guys just being really simplistic and being like, hey, it's fine as long as it's got a TV on the floor and a nice comfortable rug, then all good.
Do you like those images which people say like this is the if guys were left to it this would be their ideal living space and it's like a TV on the ground, a chair and a console is there.
Yeah, no, that would be true. Yeah, but
Mhm.
that's practically what the office looks like at the moment, actually, in one of the rooms.
Every
So
single thing in my living room has been either borrowed or now taken from family or from the side
yeah,
of the road. Like I have not purchased a single thing in that room. Coffee table from my brother, couch side of the road, second couch side of the road. TV unit was from my mum. TV side of the road. Table, brother, chairs side of the road. Like I have not paid for a single thing.
what do you mean by side of the road? Like they were
Hard
just there,
rubbish.
and you were like, "Don't mind if I do."
Pretty much, yeah. And like the thing is, a lot of people do this. I'm not sure if it's just an Australian thing, but like there's hard rubbish days where people put that out there, and people and my parents like to do it. They go around to the more like rich people areas and find the good stuff that isn't actually garbage, and they just pick it up and bring it home and say, "Would you like this?" And I'll be like, "Sure." Free couch that would cost me $400 otherwise and is clean. Sign me up.
My God, sounds like a dream. That would not happen in the UK.
But home ownership does, apparently.
No, it's bad. It's bad. I've been in a good situation. I don't know. I've been saving for what? Wait, how many years is it? It's 2025 now. Seven years.
And you didn't
7 years
invite
for
me
a
to your
house.
housewarming, honestly.
I'm not even moved in yet. I'm not even moved in. I'm still furnishing it. I don't even
So
have internet. I
the
literally
house is
sorted
still
that out.
cool, basically. It's not even a house warming. It's just
No,
room temperature.
ex- Yeah, not yet. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. As long as it doesn't have any internet, then bad place.
You do have a skylight though, the height of luxury.
Well, it might. Yeah, no, that's not in my new house. That's in my. It's
Okay.
in my bedroom. That's in my bedroom with my parents.
Mm-mm.
I'll be missing the skylight.
So your new place is like one room, no windows, completely closed off from the outside world.
It's not box.
Uh-huh.
No, it's got 2 bedrooms and a kitchen and a living room and a little bit of a garden.
Honestly, that's all I want.
I made sure to get myself a drive because I live, as you know, Brits are really fond for going to a pub, and unfortunately, I live next to a pub, and I don't have anywhere where I can park. So every time I'm coming back from like work at like 5 or 6 o'clock, it's always like a battle royale for whoever gets the first space, like wins, and then I'm having to park.
You're gunning it
easily
down the
from
road to
house.
be able to
So-
get that first park at the pub.
Yeah, yeah. So when I was looking for a house, I was like, damn, I need. You know what? I'm putting it down as my like priority like tick list. I need a drive. If I'm not getting a drive, then I'm not getting the house. Okay, so I think we might throw it to a break because we really
We've
getting
been
off
talking
track.
about nothing.
Yeah. No, we're gonna go throw to a break, folks. Because they need 5 more minutes for the generator. It's not got any diesel or petrol in it, so we'll throw it to a break. So stay tuned, folks, because in around about 5 minutes, hopefully, we'll have the game back underway of Navi Junior versus Passion UA. Stick around, and we'll be back soon. Hello, folks. Welcome back. As the generator has now been initiated and placed online, and now we can go on with the game. Niku is back, and just to catch up on what's happened so far.
Oh,
Aegis.
hold on.
Oh, I mean already. Primal Roar, and the Wisdom is gonna go to PMA along with the kill onto Fernand's there too. Unstoppable, and with that, I think they may even push the tier 3 tower. Maybe.
It was close though. Like they were trying to just sneak a little bit of an extra advantage. They know that if someone's coming back, it means that they're not pushing, so you might not get the maximum out of the Aegis. It was a calculated risk. Obviously, didn't pay off, but you can't blame them for wanting to try and just get something extra out of that. They will get this Tormentor as well, which gonna go to one of the supports. Neither has a... Ooh, Release might need to... Okay. Thought he might be forced to pop that Great Healing Lotus, but... Free Smokescreen. Never a bad thing.
Yeah, no, lovely.
That Disperser is going to actually come in real clutch as well. Once Ricky finishes up, he's gone away from the Nullifier. You know, he's just got the Helm of Iron Will in his backpack at the moment. Which I like. You know, you're going up against like Global Silence. You're going up against the Gorgon's Grasp as well. So it's going to be a really nice, extra tool just to give yourself some mobility in these fights.
And now Cricket
See you, Crick.
getting pounced upon there and is found and cleaned up instantaneously.
Mm-hmm.
Down for actually 65 seconds. Wow, okay. That was because of the buyback, right?
Yep. So that's pretty damn significant, to be honest. I mean, how long's left on the buyback? 3 minutes. So Batyuk needs to be. Hopefully that's okay. It's not an auto DC because an auto pause because he's DC'd at least. So might just be lag as opposed to nothing. But Batyuk needs to be very careful here. I mean, what defensive tools does he really have? And I feel like PMA, he is totally within his rights to just blink in and roar. You know, he's got the Aegis, he's got a Shiva's Guard, he's got a BKB, and they're going to have a lot of damage if they choose to commit it onto this. Yeah, they can follow it up with the Tame the Beasts. They've got Metamorphosis available. Oh, oh. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I'm casted. Batyuk's about to die. He's, actually was able to get away barely on any health, but ends up just falling at the very end there, and well, there goes the strength of the Ringmaster as well, using the escape act to give a little bit of extra movement speed to PMA so they get out of that one without losing their Medusa, without losing their Aegis, and they're even hitting on into this tier 3 tower. I believe they have... don't know what happened with the Roshan's banner actually, but they are not going to be able to sustain this push, I don't think. Still going to hang
And
around,
they've got
though.
it. They're about to get the tier 3. There we go. It's gone. I'm alive.
And with no Medusa, I don't think they can really look to pressure much more than this. Zayats has to be a little careful here with where he's moving, just getting harassed by Finance.
They don't have themselves any creeps, though. I think it was Niche that sorted that, but PMA is going to get some vengeance for the creeps. Blinking forward with the Shiva's Guard there and the Primal Roar. An easy kill into the Monkey King.
So I know it seems like an eternity ago, because it was, but right before the pause, we were talking about how good teams buy Gem because of what it enables them to do to the map, right? You've still got the Aegis for 30 seconds, and you just don't feel like you're forced to go into these unorthodox places to farm, and that also means that they've probably got vision in those places on Navi Jr., so it's like a zero-sum scenario, unfortunately, for Passion UA, where they just need to get a little lucky sometimes with where exactly they're looking to try and pick up farm. Because they can't show on the map, and they just need to guess where they haven't been recently on Navi Jr. to be able to pick up any semblance of farm.
Yeah. And oh my god, look at Crystallized! Oh my gosh! Getting decimated there from the double damage of Niku and not able to escape within that smokescreen placed down by none other than Zayats himself.
Mm-hmm. It's actually gone the Remnant's Brooch, huh? So just a little bit of that magic damage being dealt in onto the TB, I guess, but this is the BKB timings that they're going to be able to play around a whole lot. TB doesn't have it yet, sure, but you've got Sniper with a 9-second one, you've got Beastmaster with an 8-second one, and about 1,600 gold away from a refresher, so double BKB. I'm not sure if that Revenant's Brooch is actually going to give you too much value on this Gyrocopter. Like, it's basically only a TB addressing tool at this stage.
I mean, being absolutely decimated too with the physical damage. Do you think it would have been better if maybe perhaps he just should have gone like something like a butterfly?
Yeah, wouldn't have hated it. Just to enable himself to, you know, feel confident with standing his ground and fighting. Doesn't even have any, like, actual lifesteal. It's spell lifesteal that he has at this point.
Oh,
so
PMA. Finding Finance. Yeah. Easy kill for him. Level 24 now on this Beastmaster.
200 gold away from that refresher. So he's doing very well for himself. He'll have it picked up by the time he's going to join the rest of his team as Krekker. He just dies. He can't even walk forward. He's getting really greedy with these item choices, going for a refresher, where, you know, a 4-star potentially saves him. The fact that you went away from the nullifier on Zayats, and you still haven't bought this item to be able to protect not only yourself, but the rest of the team is a little bit of a concern.
And now they're going to go for the melee racks. Not really anything that Batyuk can do. Look at that mana getting melted already. Half mana. So they'll just go for the middle set. Perfectly fine. Pretty strong to just keep on going. Yep, and now the Primal Roar coming out there straight onto the Medusa. And that is going to be the Medusa's dead. Down for 70 seconds. Nico in some trouble. Will be able to get away. As we've got ourselves Niche trying to get the kill. But he comes back here with that Boundless Strike. And the Wukong's command is out there. But he's not being able to do very much here. It's now the Sunder there from Got the Juice. Helping there. The Beastmaster survive for it all. PMA will be fine as now Fernand's getting caught out here. As Zayat's getting the kill as Crystallized. Look at him being slowed down heavily here by headshot after headshot after headshot after headshot. There we go. Gyro gone. Found by the sniper. And not one person was lost here on NAVI Jr. And they get the victory here against Passion UA. They'll get themselves a 2-0 and knock them down to the lower bracket. But they will be moving on.